So a couple news flashes from Planet 13. This is the big marijuana dispensary in Vegas, and they just acquired Newtonian Principals. And so they got the weed license to sell cannabis in California and a 30-year lease on a dispensary in California. So this is a huge move into the California market for the Nevada marijuana company. And they also had earnings that came out recently. This is from Simply Wall Street. Taking a look at earnings and I guess just the chart, they've had negative earnings, negative cash flow since the beginning, and are projected to continue to have negative cash flow, possibly going positive in 2022. So here it says they have had a 20% decline in sales over the last 12 months, not just since the crash, the whole previous year, and the price targets on the bearish side are 250-ish and bullish side are 450-ish, um, from a range of analysts. I don't know who the analysts are. And then looking forward, the estimates are forecasting another 25% decline in revenue and a reduction in growth of 110% over last year, and really lagging the entire industry. And so this report was not great. And so there's a link here for their warning signs, I suppose. And so revenue is forecasted to grow, even though earnings are not looking like they're going to grow this year or for more than a year. They have less than a year of cash on hand, and they are currently unprofitable and may not be profitable for 3 years, which is different from the other chart was saying maybe like a little more than 1 year. Highly volatile price, and shareholders have been diluted in the past year, which means the company has issued new shares to raise cash, and that decreases the percentage of share that the existing stockholders have. Companies just can create new shares and just sell them. They can either pay employees with shares or they can just sell them to the open market, and that's called share dilution. Companies can basically just print new shares and take year percentage of the company to lower percentage by printing new shares. And here's a look at the stock since the beginning, and it's been wildly volatile between 50 cents and 250. And so that report was saying that 250 was a bearish price target and 4 something was a bullish price target. And so that's pretty interesting to take a look at. And so the earnings reports were not good, I guess, but people are saying they're better than expected. And just here is Feb 20, uh, where the big crash happened. And so this is a huge blast off of the recovery here back to the high that it had before the crash, that it just tagged. And as you can see along the moving average, this thing is just wildly swings on both sides. So this stock's crazy. But yeah, they're just acquiring licenses and the dispensary to sell in California, and it's not set up yet. But that's the big news today. And so the earnings reports didn't go too crazy, but this acquisition went a little bit crazy, and we'll have to see. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Those price targets mentioned in that article, I don't know if that's like a 5 year or something like that, because this company has to stay solvent for this year. They don't have that much cash, and they're already diluting shares to get cash now. Um, but but yeah, this is the general kind of thing you see with a big news splash on a smaller company is you kind of get a blast and then you come down. And so I don't know. I don't know where I would project this thing to kind of land. Probably higher than where it took off. I mean, maybe like one. This is not investment advice, but maybe like one somewhere in here, like 145 or something, to come down off the news blast and kind of land on a flat area where it could potentially build up again. That's the kind of thing that you usually see on these news blasts. Although this company has been in a downtrend for a long time, and diluting shares. So I don't I don't know. I don't know if that really projects like a strong floor for this thing to kind of land on or not. Um, that's usually bad news when companies don't have cash flow and they're diluting shares to get cash. So let's take a look at the general market. And so we're still on a big bullish wave inside of this general kind of zone here. A little bit of a wedge, and looks like we're coming into the top side of the wedge here. And we can look at the MACDs and see what we're getting. So just bull territory on the daily MACD, like the monthly kind of look. And these are a bunch of bullish waves here now, all in bull territory on sort of the weekly outlook. And so the bears have to get this down onto the bear side of the chart here to get bearish. And right now it's just kind of swinging around on the bullish side. So that's a bunch of up movements on the chart. And as we zoom in, yeah, so this is all on the bullish side of the chart right now. And coming into opening today, it's kind of diverging up here. So we'll see if this kind of levels out or not. It's right in the middle of a big move. And yeah, it looks like it's possibly kind of topping the move here. And so we'll see if this probably hits the top edge of this range here and chills out. And we'll see if it comes down back to the bottom edge kind of here as a general kind of waving target in this range. That's what it's been doing, kind of swinging edge to edge here. And so on the bearish side, the bears want to break out of this wedge and back test it, and then try to get back down to this moving average. And the bulls don't really need to break out of the top of this thing. Just want to kind of break this pattern in a way that's not rejecting it hard down. Like the bulls could just swing out, or it's not really narrowing that fast. I mean, you could stay in this channel for a while. So who knows what before you kind of have to break out of here, maybe 3,200 or something before this thing converges. And then the DXY has been diving for like a week now, which is an interesting signal as far as it's an inflationary signal that's saying that America is basically printing more than mostly the euro is right now. Either America is printing more, or like loans are going bad in euros and contracting the euro. But this is a different look than we had sort of during the crash, because the last like aggressive down move that we had here was during the crash, when the Fed was fighting against the crash. And now this big down move has been during a bull run. So that is, yeah, that's definitely a different look. If we're getting inflation and a bull market at the same time, that could be a longer term bullish indicator. And then I've been checking out silver. Yeah, silver has been breaking out a little bit, and silver should be good if it's inflationary now. And then gold is just hanging out. So that's an interesting one. And then the VIX has been coming down as well. And so the VIX has put in a new low and it's kind of chilling out more. So that's kind of a bullish indicator, although we're still at high volatility. We're not down near any kind of a chill volatility range. But we're under this moving average for volatility, and a lower low is still a bullish indicator for right now. And then, oh yeah, the put calls are interesting. People are shorting. Yeah, people are shorting again on the S&P, relatively aggressively shorting the S&P right now. And so that's an interesting one. And then I think financials popped up. Yeah, financials kind of popped up here. And small caps a little bit, it's kind of chilling. Yeah, so this is a big bull run that hasn't been broken yet. And we'll see if we get action today that tests this bottom side or breaks it or anything like that. Or if we just continue in this channel as we have been for quite a while now. And that's the outlook. And please check out my financial education playlists. And yeah, smash the like button, drop some comments, and happy trading.